Cool. Right. Right, Crowbar Gym, downtown Leesburg. Welcome, everyone. No guests yet, but no big deal. Put the phone on silent there. Right. And turn that off. All right, cool. All right, Crowbar Gym, here we are. I didn't put the camera here in the middle of the floor where we have usually the ARX, but so today we're just going to get down to business, New Year's resolution training, secrets, and things like that. And kind of going to be like a rant, and then what have we been doing throughout the year, because we made it a year now. It's kind of actually past a year. And we have here, just in case you guys don't know, we have ARX machines, adaptive resistance exercise machines, and they are literally top of the line machines where you can track everything, and you're also fighting against an electric motor. And we do here high intensity training. So with that said, a couple of things that people are, of course, this is the year for New Year's resolution. A couple of things that people need to be mindful of is number one is technically create a plan. So what I usually see people, they have a month plan and they think they're going to lose 50 pounds, and some people can achieve really fast weight loss, but mind you, you're yo-yoing throughout the year, back and forth. So number one, what I usually see is nutrition is a big key. Mind you that keto diets and low carb diets are just their techniques. You don't live your life throughout those things. I've done papers on it when I was in school on how you need to eat carbohydrates. And I love it how people don't even want to eat an apple or banana when it comes to nutrition, even though fruits and vegetables are one of the best sources of phytonutrients, things like that. So that's number one. And you also have to treat diet as a food, what is it called, as an energy source. So an energy source pretty much is, if your preferred fuel is going to be protein, okay, and that means you're doing like a high protein diet with a low carb. First, you got to know the ratios, and you got to know how many calories you're taking in. And I know a lot of people don't know. I just want to eyeball everything. And, there's people that can do that, and that's perfectly fine. But you should still get a nap, and you might have a good metabolism, and you can get away with that until you get older, of course. Also, too, I don't advocate any oil unless you're in ketosis. So that's another thing that people need to kind of watch out for. We do Prolong here, so there is oil. And Dr. Longo, if you ever read his book, it should be on my site. The longevity diet, he advocates having low oil anyways, and you can have it every day, but it needs to be literally like a teaspoon. And it's just, it's highly caloric. So if you got to lose a lot of weight, I would stay away from oil. Fruits and vegetables are the way to go, of course. And we also have to understand that, you can't outrun and you can't outlift a poor nutritional habit. Okay. Unless you have, phenomenal just metabolisms. And there's people out there who can do that. They can dirty bulk, as they know. And that's pretty much they can get away with eating things of that manner. So that's number one. So you can't outdo your bad habits. It's just the bottom line. Number two is we have to think about what kind of workout programs we're doing. So if you have a workout program, it doesn't matter who it is, I suggest you guys get a trainer. Trainers are, they're a dime a dozen. So you want to get a good trainer. Okay. There's different systems out there. There's even programs you can buy. All right. So here at the gym, at Crowbar Gym, we actually have a training system where you always have a trainer. No matter what, you're getting pushed. You get 40%, for example, you are better 40%, and you actually put out more effort if you have a trainer. That's why group classes are really good. The only problem with group classes is that there's a problem with loading the bar in the body with the right stimulus, and we'll get to that in a couple seconds. So you need someone to train you. You need a buddy or something of that nature. And I do get emails from people across the country asking for advice. So, lifting 101 is fairly simple. There's actually a lot of videos out there. I'm going to intend to do one here as well. If you're at home and, you're just a kid, honestly, dumbbells, brother. Dumbbells, you can get them cheap. Second thing you can do is get a sandbag. So if you don't have, it's like, jailhouse rock kind of lifting. That's what I started with, just sandbags and stuff like that. And if you can afford it, then you use Nautilus machines, and of course ARX machines. The better the technology is, of course, the better results you're going to get. Because when you do a program, you have to calculate your maxes. You have to calculate your workout, how many reps and sets that you're going to do, and also you have to know what kind of especially if it's a volume program that most people are doing anyways. You have to build time for what is it called, for recovery. So a lot of people, first, you can get away with working out a lot, and most people are working out a lot and they're doing what I would say is cardio weightlifting. So you should, now mind you, if depending on your sport or whatever, you don't want to cardio weightlift. If you get stronger, your muscles are going to grow, and even if the muscles don't grow, your metabolism is going to get better. Right? There's a genetic change, a genetic threshold that you're going to have. But then the bottom line is your metabolism is going to get better because you are producing, better hormone production. So you are going to, your body mass is going to go down in fat, and then your body mass and muscle is going to go up. So that's what you want to. You want to focus on muscle, building muscle, and that's what you want to do. And also, revving up your metabolism. And you can do that honestly with 3 times a week. It can be a 3-day split. It could do a 2-day split. And the better one I like, usually if you're first starting off, it should be a whole body. And there's lots of data out there, suggestion that if you do your whole body, you're not losing anything out of it. You're actually gaining something out of it. Eventually, you're going to have to you're going to graduate from that, and then you're going to have to make room for, as we here in Core Bar Gym, we always say, room for recovery. So recovery is huge. And that's another thing. If you're going to the gym and you're dragging and you're not giving it, intensity is huge. You have to intensify your workouts. And that means if if the weight that you're lifting, it's too easy, then no, that's a no-go. The second thing is that from there is that if you are throwing weights around and you don't have proper technique, that's a no-go. Okay, so technique and all these things, you need to control the weight. And there's tons of tempos that you can do. Tempos the time of travel, throughout the throughout the range of motion. But if you're using dumbbells, a 1-1,000, 2-1,000 cadence is perfectly fine. Control it, and you want to lift. Like depending on what you're trying to achieve, you want to lift intensely, and even do partials, holds. You do negatives. All that stuff is time improving. But you got to log all this stuff down, guys. You got to log it down. And I still keep getting emails. Hey, what should I do? And that's the stuff you should do. You should, if you go to the gym and, you should use machines, especially if you're a new person. And I say that because you can hurt yourself. And that's a lot of things. What I see here in the Core Bar Gym and I've seen throughout my, lifting career in a sense, is that too many people, they do the fad and they throw things around, they throw weights around, and then they get hurt, including myself. I got hurt as well. And so remember, control the weights. That's what you need to be doing, and that's what needs to be done. All right, so what's been going on here? Well, we also have a Caro bike. That's another thing too. What kind of cardio should I be doing? Well, if you're into cardio and you are a runner or an endurance athlete, you should be lifting weights because you're doing cardio all the time anyways. So that means that you should be focusing on, getting stronger, and you should be taking a lot of time off between the lifts. That way you can technically build that strength that you need. If you think you're going to get bulky, most likely it's not going to happen unless you're genetically predisposed to that anyways. And most likely you're probably not going to be a cross-country runner to begin with if that's your background. We tend to gravitate towards our genetic outliers in a sense. So but yeah, lifting weights is important, especially because runners and bikers and all that stuff, you have a lot of wear and tear. So you want to get, just because you're doing a lot of reps doesn't mean that you're technically getting any stronger. If you can add another 200 to 300 pounds to your hack squat and your lifts, for example, you're going to be able to push that bike or that rowing machine or whatever tool that you're even yourself a lot faster and less time, because you're generating more power. So that's tremendously important. So take that into account as well. And that's right. We have here one of the best bikes, I got to say, in the world, because I hate biking. It's called a Caro bike, and the Caro bike is an AI bike. So if you can find like an AI bike, that's one of the best things to use. There's a lot of biohacking tools that are out there. And I would also say that if your gym doesn't have one, you're paying a good amount of money, you should tell them, hey, you need to buy one of these AI bikes. It's not a Peloton. That's a different tool. This is a bike that technically biohacks your body into believing. And what I mean believing is that the nervous system actually feels like it's going 45 minutes with only 20 minutes. No, it's 20-second sprints. That's what it is. 20-second sprints. So I almost correct myself. So those kind of tools are perfect. Same thing with the ARX. With the ARX, adaptive resistance exercise, we condense a 45-minute workout into 15 minutes. So that's the same thing. So if you're using high intensity training, like heavy duty, like Mike Metzger's heavy duty, for example, even Dorian Yates' blood and guts kind of style. Super slow is another form of it. The Nautilus books are out there. Body by Science is another great. It's another great tool that you can use to pick up that book. So this is if you're not in town, you're not close by here. But we are a high intensity gym. And I suggest that that's what you should be doing, especially if you only have once or twice, a week to work out. It saves a lot of time, especially if you're injured. The slow movement is not going to hurt you. So those are the kind of things that you should be doing anyways. And that's pretty much a wrap on that one. If you guys are in the Leesburg area, you guys should come down and visit Crowbar Gym down here, downtown Leesburg. And I'll put a description in the box. I guess we'll put it down over here. I'm still trying to figure out this StreamYard. But on the Wednesday 29th, we are going to have a what is called Arbonne demonstration. So, at the end of the day, I do a whole food plant-based diet. And one of the things that lacks with a lot of people is nutrition. Nutrition is huge. And all my life, I've gone back and forth different systems that I've used. And, they all work. But one of the biggest things is the hidden secret is honestly getting fiber and getting phytonutrients and all that stuff. So Arbonne has a good amount of products that are just, superior. So you can see their catalog right in here. And let's look. And they're going to do a presentation here around 6:30 for their nutritional products. So they got everything from, here we go, protein. I actually kind of fell in love with the Fizz. The Fizz is pretty much an energy boost. Has I think a more equivalent of what is it called? Well, you'll get to know me if you do come down, but I'll be talking about it more. But it's cheap as less than a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee. So it's pretty legit. And I was like, oh, this is great. It's a good energy. It's all fruit. It's just a little powder, and it woke me the hell up. It was great. I've also tried their protein. Can't go wrong with that. And I'm not really into supplements, but I still use them periodically. Especially if you're not taking vitamin B12. And that's also for you carnivores, that you should be taking B12 as well. You should also be taking D. And, of course, a multivitamin as well. They have that as well in their catalog here. But nutrition is huge, and especially if you're eating a lot of meat all day long, you're not taking it, you should get those greens in there. So they also have that as well. But hopefully you guys can come down. It's going to start at 6:30, do a nice nutritional presentation. And, I figured they were going to, pass out some samples and all that good stuff. So hope to see you guys. You'll be seeing my face more often doing these live videos. And those are some little secrets here. You guys can always stop by or text or even send me an email for any personalized questions. Okay. Oh, we also do post rehab. So if you have injuries and you're an athlete and then you did your rehab, for example, and then now your shoulder is still messed up, or your knees or your back or anything of that nature, the machines here are phenomenal. we do a lot of things with them, and I have like bad shoulders and a bad back, so and then you can lift very intensely, very heavy. You can do a lot with what's it called, with a ARX machine. But I can also do a video call and train you via Zoom or some other form of streaming. So that way we can also like check out your form and stuff like that. All right, Crowbar Gym out, and hope to see you guys soon.